Hi, am I on the air?
Yep.
Fuck.
Thanks.
Do I have everybody's attention now? Do I have everybody's attention now?
John, I got you.
John, do I have everybody's
Sunday
attention
night.
now?
You put them cameras on me, then you must be willing to get that heart touch. This a must-see feeling. The news ain't good, then it must be villain. So I say a tag grounded, I don't trust these ceilings. Spread across your nose, and I'm on your ear. Highest necks on the cloud. Am I in the air? Sunday nights, prime time. I flex my better. Voltron transform to DX Don. Mega and obscene. You probably think I'm nice, cause I slow like a stream to your wireless device. And the smoke full of steam on any given night. I'll short like a piece of any given slice. And for the latest and what is best about I tune in and tune the rest out, Don. You gotta tell them, am I in the clear? Is this thing on? Am I on the air? On the air.
Broadcasting live from the Red Dragons radio studios here in lovely Tucson, Arizona. This is Am I on the Air? And now here's your host, Don Mega. Well, what is going down, everybody? Welcome to the show. It is that time once again. Yes, I'm a little late, so forgive me. But this, of course, is Am I on the Air? It is Monday. Yes, it's Monday, November the 30th. And this is Season 11, Episode 14, The Night Before Creed's Hunger Games. How you like that tongue twister of a title? Because you know how I like to do. I like to mash it. I like to mash the titles of movies I've seen, the movies I'm going to review for you all here tonight, and make them into some kind of weird show title. And that's where we get The Night Before Creed's Hunger Games. Because that means tonight we are reviewing The Night Before. We're reviewing The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. And we're reviewing Creed. So 3 big blockbuster movies we are going to talk about. I also saw Knock Knock as well, so I'll talk about that really quick as well. That one was released about a month ago in very limited release, so I won't spend too much time on it, but it's another thing we can talk about. And that's just the beginning of it. We got 2 weeks worth of news here. Now that I've kind of consistently been doing the show on a bi-weekly status, I would love to hear from you guys. I haven't kind of heard one way or the other. Do you prefer bi-weekly? Do you prefer, every Sunday night? I would like to know from you guys. They're the fans of the show, people that listen. What do you prefer? Is it easier for you to get a weekly show and, bang it out in 45 minutes? Or is it better for you to wait every other week and kind of get like an hour to an hour and a half kind of episode, but you get 2 weeks worth of goodness? Let me know. You can always tweet at me at DXDonMega or at Am I on the Air? I would love to hear your thoughts. So, it is here. It is Monday. I was planning on doing the show last night on a Sunday night, as I always do. And just some things came up, some personal things, and I had to take care of some stuff. So, ended up kind of getting shortchanged on time. So, I said, no biggie. We'll bang it out on Monday night. And for most of you don't listen to the show till Mondays anyway, because the show goes up super late on Sunday nights. So it's almost kind of the same thing, just minus a couple hours. So we got a lot to talk about. Couple programming things. One, for those of you asking, where's the new Red Dragons Assemble? We decided as a group that there was really no need to assemble this month. Not that we didn't want to. We were all ready. We had the time set up. We were getting together on Skype. And then we kind of looked at the agenda. And we looked back at the list of things. And we said, you know what? There's really not much to talk about. Because, we always talk about the previous month's worth of news. And honestly, all the news in October was kind of blah. And all the big stuff that happened, we actually talked about in the previous month's episode, because, we did that episode a couple weeks into the month, so we talked about all the big breaking news So therefore, there wasn't much to talk about. So we kind of decided as a group, instead of just doing a half-ass episode, we were going to skip it. So we skipped it last month, but don't fear, the Red Dragons will assemble again next month, probably within the next week or so, and we'll do the latest episode of Red Dragons Assemble that you can always listen to on reddragonsradio.com. Next up, I want to shout out. My boy Sparrow. Sparrow is a good friend of mine that he does the Am I on the Air theme song. You guys listen to it every week. You know it. You groove to it. And I love the guy. I mean, he came through for me years ago, back when I used to host a wrestling show called Future Endeavors. And he did the theme song for Future Endeavors. And then when we started Am I on the Air, he did the first Am I on the Air theme song. And then he did the version of the theme song that you hear today, because that's not the original version. It's actually an updated version that he did for me. So he's come through on multiple times doing these brand new hotness theme songs. And we may be due for another new one here soon. Who knows? But my boy's getting a little busy. And so I don't know if I'll be able to get a new theme song anytime soon. But I'm really proud of the guy, and I really want to take a moment to just say, Sparrow, just awesome job, man. My boy Sparrow here just got picked up as, Monster Energy just picked him up as a sponsor. And they're going to sponsor his tour. His shows, his events will all be presented by Monster Energy drinks. And that is pretty damn amazing. And it just shows big things popping for those who really put in the energy. Because I know Sparrow does, man. This guy bleeds his art. He bleeds his entertainment day in and day out. He wants to please the fans. He wants to do everything that he can. And he wants to prove his grind from a street level. He's really done it without much outside assistance. And to now be picked up by Monster Energy and, have them be a sponsor and have him be a representative of Monster Energy. Like, he gets to rock, that sponsorship. And I think it's really awesome. He just broke the news on his personal Facebook yesterday. And I was just so proud to see him get that, because he truly, truly deserves it. So as somebody that, is a big supporter of me and a big supporter of Am I on the Air, I am a big supporter of Sparrow. And, I thank you once again for always being there for me. If you want to hear more about Sparrow, go back and go to amiontheair.com, click on the tab that says Am I Still on the Air, and just go back a little bit. You'll see that I did a whole episode of Am I Still on the Air as a special interview with Sparrow, where we talk about, him doing the theme songs and his new EP and all the kind of stuff going on right now, including tours. We did it a couple months ago, but it's still a great interview. And if you haven't listened to it yet, go back and check it out. Show some love, show some support. And, you can always look him up. It's Sparrow, SPA77OW. Great guy. And I'm very, very proud of you, my friend, for getting that Monster Energy hookup. All right. And, we'll do some more shout outs at the end of the show, but let's get into it right now. Start off by saying, before we get to the movie reviews, have you all seen Jessica Jones yet? It's pretty damn awesome. I am about 8 episodes in. Now, typically speaking, yes, it's been out for 2 weeks. I should be done with the show already. I did Daredevil in about 24 hours. Jessica Jones, I'm not as stoked as Daredevil. Plus, the other thing that makes me breeze a little bit slower through it is I am watching the show with my wife. So we kind of only have the weekend to kind of bang through those. But I think we're doing pretty good. We've gone through 8 episodes so far. I think by next weekend we'll get through the rest of it. But it's a really solid show. Netflix really continues to give us that edgy, PG-14 level of darkness and graphicness. And hey, this show's even got some sexiness to it. And, you'd be surprised at how much they push the boundaries for being a Marvel cinematic show. But just like Daredevil, it's funny because they only make nods to the universe. Like, hey, where's the big green guy? And, where's the guy that's waving the Star Spangled Banner? And, stuff like that. So It's always funny. But for being 8 episodes in so far, I'm really into it, and I look forward to finishing it. I think Kristen Ritter is an excellent choice as Jessica Jones. I love that it has Luke Cage in it. I think he's been awesome. And David Tennant as Kilgrave, amazing villain. So they're really killing it right now. So if you haven't watched it yet, go check it out. It's Jessica Jones on Netflix. All episodes now streaming. All right, let's get into our movie reviews. All right. Let's start off with The Night Before. The Night Before is a big comedy film that opened up on November 20th, and it stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen, and Anthony Mackie. And basically, the story behind this one is that Joseph Gordon-Levitt, his parents die in a car accident about, 12 years ago or so, and he's at home, alone, and suffering through the fact that his parents have passed, and his friends Seth Rogen and Anthony Mackie come over and they take him out for a night on the town the night before Christmas, and they celebrate and they have a great time, and then it ends up becoming a tradition, and they do it for all the years after. And then you fast forward to current day, and Anthony Mackie's character is kind of like a professional sports star, so he's kind of getting too busy to hang out with them. Seth Rogen is married, and he's got a kid on the way, so he's kind of run out of time to hang out. And really, it's all that's left is Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Poor Joseph Gordon-Levitt with his, the kid who this all started for. They all just don't really have the time to do this anymore, so they agree this is the last year we're going to do this. We're going to go out, we're going to do all of our traditions, and we're going to have a great time the night before Christmas. And the rest of it is, as I say, hilarity ensues. This movie is freaking fantastic, and it is so funny. Man, I was dying laughing from the start to the very end. Michael Shannon pops up in this film, Zod from Man of Steel. Hilarious. The dude was so good in this movie. Lots of other people pop up in this that I won't surprise for you. There's so many moments that, what I love in comedies is when you give me a moment to where I'm like choking, I'm laughing so hard, like I can't breathe, and I'm almost like embarrassed to be laughing so hard because it's just so stupid and silly. And, and I saw this with Geeky Pat, and we always laugh because Geeky Pat's got asthma, and he did this in Ted too, but there was a moment in here where he started, like, dying too and needed his inhaler, and, we just had such a good time with this movie. I want to go see it again. I will buy this thing the day it comes out. It is an instant holiday classic for me. I love it so much. I'm a little disappointed in the box office. I really was hoping that this movie would do better numbers. Typically, these like Seth Rogen kind of comedies do like 20, 30 million in its opening weekend, and this one only did 10, which kind of bums me out, man, because you need to go support stuff like this, because I would love to see a sequel to this movie, which unfortunately I don't think we're going to get. But this was so good. All three of the leads are amazing in their own rights. I mean, I love Seth Rogen. I love everything the guy does. He continues to crack me up in this film. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is so good. He's so multi-dimensional. And Anthony Mackie, man, Falcon from the Avengers movies, right? He was awesome in this. I mean, it was just done so well. And I can't preach it enough. Go check it out. I think the word of mouth is going around because this week's box office, it made $8 million. So it literally only dropped $2 million from opening weekend, which is pretty awesome. So, it's not a lot of money, but it didn't have that big, massive 60, 70% drop like most films do. Now, mind you, once again, when it comes to my 5-star rating, I rate, especially on comedies, I rate on how much did I laugh? How much did I enjoy this? Could I have laughed any harder? Could anything have been funnier? How did I feel when I left the theater? I'm telling you, man, Night Before gets that 5 out of 5, baby. Now, some people want to argue me probably and say it wasn't that good of a movie, but it was funny. That's all that matters to me. That's all that matters. It's a comedy. I'm not looking for the greatest story. I'm not looking for, just holes in the plot. I'm not looking for all of that kind of stuff. It's a comedy. What is my objective when I go to a comedy? Make me laugh. Just make me laugh. And the harder you make me laugh, the better your score is going to be. The Night Before made me laugh my ass off. It is one of the funniest films of the year. It might be the funniest film of the year. I absolutely loved this movie. So The Night Before gets 5 out of 5 for me based on the comedy scale. So, love it. Go see it. Next up, I'm going to go into The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this series, so take my review for what it is. I have seen them all. My wife is a gigantic fan of The Hunger Games. She read all the books, so of course she dragged me to this movie when the first one came out. And the first one came out on my birthday, so yeah, happy birthday to me going to see The Hunger Games. I didn't care for it very much. The first movie was kind of for me. A year later, Catching Fire comes out. And honestly, I really liked Catching Fire. I gave Catching Fire, I think, 4 out of 5 stars. It was really, really good. I loved seeing the actual Hunger Games going down. It was awesome. Then last year, we had Mockingjay Part 1, which for me was kind of again. 3 out of 5. It was what it was. It was very boring. It was too long. A lot of setup. And I remember, when we left, my wife said, just wait till Part 2. Because Part 2 is going to be the nonstop action. It's going to be the big battle. It's going to be everything you've been waiting for that Part 1 didn't give you. So I said, all right, cool. We got Part 1 out the way. Let's get to Part 2. So here we are at Part 2. And it's just, like the other ones. There wasn't much action to this thing. It was a lot more blobbity, 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 blobbity. And it was just, not that it's a bad movie. It was a good movie. But once again, when you go in and expecting something totally different, I just didn't get it. I liked it, but I liked it just as much as Part 1. I expected this one to be really good and to really go out with a bang. And I just don't think I got that. I thought it was kind of predictable. I knew exactly what was going to happen at the end before it even happened. And so it was no shock to me when things happened. And, that's all I can say, really. Overall, it was just what it was. So if you're a fan of the series, go see it. You're going to want to see how the series closes out. We've stuck through it for 4 films, for the heaven's sakes, right? But in the end, this was just a 3 out of 5 for me. It was good. Nothing more, nothing less. So, Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, 3 out of 5. And that takes us to our last review here, which is Creed. Creed is the newest movie out of the bunch that just came out this past Wednesday for Thanksgiving, which, by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We didn't get to do a show before Thanksgiving, so I hope everybody had a glorious Thanksgiving and overate and stuff themselves with goodness. So here we are with Creed. Creed is a spin-off of the Rocky franchise, and this basically now is following the story of Michael B. Jordan's character, Adonis Creed, or Adonis Johnson, who's an up-and-coming boxer who realizes his dad was Apollo Creed and wants to be a boxer like his dad, but he doesn't want any shortcuts. He doesn't want people to know he's Apollo Creed's son, and he has trouble training in L.A., where he grows up, so he decides to move out to Philly and seek out Rocky Balboa and ask him to be his trainer. And, Rocky's, of course, very hesitant at first, but then he comes around and appreciates the kid's passion. And, of course, Rocky's got a love for Apollo, and this is his kid, so what do you do, right? And he ends up training him. Of course, there's a big fight coming, and you get that nostalgic Rocky 1 vibe all over again. I absolutely love this movie. It was so good. I was hoping it would be good. I'm a big fan of the Rocky series. I love Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I love them all. Even people that want to diss Rocky 5, hey, I love Rocky 5 too. Tommy Gunn, baby. I'm all about all the Rockies. I really enjoy all of them. And I was anxious to see Creed. And Creed, really, when you get to the bottom of it, is Rocky 7. This is the story of Apollo, but it's almost as much Rocky's story as well. You get a lot of insight into Rocky. Where's his head at? Where's his feelings at? what's he been doing all these times, you know? Like, how does he feel about boxing? How does he feel about his legacy? You know, where are we at? And there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I love the dynamic between Rocky and Adonis, and the way it all played out was amazing. And I thought Sylvester Stallone, I gotta give the guy props, because he was so good in this movie. I mean, I'm already hearing rumblings that he could get nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars for this movie. That's how good he was. And I really hope that he does, because he deserves it. You know, Sylvester Stallone was the best he's been in years. I mean, a lot of people want to make fun of, yo, Adrian, but he really is a good actor when he wants to be. And he was amazing stepping back into the Rocky role and really becoming the Mickey of the original Rocky series. So I can't really get into a lot of details. I don't want to spoil anything. But man, if you like any of the Rocky movies, if you like boxing movies, whatever the case may be, go see Creed. It really deserves it. It was just so good. I was so happy walking out of there. Like, I just had a grin on my face. I was like, that was really good. You know, and I saw it with Kiki Pat, and I saw it with my brother-in-law, and we all walked out very, very happy with the result that we got. And I definitely hope that this gets a sequel. It did very well at the box office this weekend, and you gotta believe this is gonna go franchise mode, and we'll get a Creed 2, and maybe we'll get some montages coming up, so that would be awesome. But go check out Creed. It was great. I give Creed 4 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it, so definitely check that out. So there's your 3 big movies, man. Creed, 4 out of 5. Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, 3 out of 5. And The Night Before, 5 out of 5. 3 really solid movies overall. And it's nice because we've had kind of a shitty time at the movies lately since summer ended. And it's nice to be back doing that good stuff again. Alright, let me take a sip here of my drink. Oh, excuse me. So, and then real quick, like I said at the beginning of the show, I saw Knock Knock, which is the latest Eli Roth film starring Keanu Reeves. If you've seen the trailer for this one, it's a small little indie film that Eli did, and basically all centers around this house. Keanu gets a knock on the door one night. It's these 2 girls stranded in the rain, and their car broke down, and they need a ride, and he calls them an Uber, and they're very flirtatious, and he keeps pushing them off, and pushing them off, and pushing them off. Eventually he caves, and they have a threesome. And then they go super psycho on him and want to kill him because he's a cheating bastard. It's a silly-ass concept, and it was a pretty silly-ass movie. But honestly, it wasn't too bad. I would probably give it 3 out of 5 stars. It was a, decent little ride. I found it very hard to believe that Keanu, this is Neo from The Matrix, couldn't take out these 2, 18-year-old chicks. But, it lends itself to the premise, I guess. Just like I said, this was in the theater in very limited release, so you probably haven't even heard of this film. But for those of you that were interested at all, I wanted to kind of shout it out. I just saw it over the weekend, so Knock Knock, we'll add it to the list, 3 out of 5. All right, let's get into the news of the past couple weeks, because there's been a lot. So we're going to blaze on through like we always do and get you guys caught up. So this is the time that you need to pay attention, you need to listen, so when your friends start trying to talk to you about news, you could be like, oh no, that's not how it's going down. This is what's happening because I heard it on Am I on the Air? All right. Up first, Cate Blanchett is in talks to star in Richard Linklater's new film, Where'd You Go, Bernadette? So that's cool. Jason Momoa is set to headline Discovery Channel's new Frontier series. So, cool, I guess. Comedy Central's Moonbeam City has just cast Adam West, yes, the original Batman, as Dazzle's father. Yeah. Season 2 of Better Call Saul will premiere on February 15th, so I know a lot of you are looking forward to that. Alright, so the Prometheus sequel, which has been going through a lot of changes as of late, I think just on the last show we reported that it was going to be called Alien Paradise Lost. Well, Ridley Scott has changed his mind again, and the new official title of the film is now Alien Covenant. So, Alien Covenant is coming out, and it's supposed to be the first film of a new trilogy. So basically, you have Prometheus, and then you're going to have Alien Covenant, and then you're going to have 2 more films after that, and eventually that will all link up to the original Alien film. So hope you're following along there, because that's what's happening. All right? Michael Fassbender is set to return. Naomi Rapace, who was supposed to return, they're now saying that she's only going to be in the film for a little bit at the beginning, and then she's going to be written out. So I guess they're shifting it all to Michael Fassbender's character and kind of moving from there. So we will see. Here, in some sad news, Charlie Sheen came out and openly admitted that he is HIV positive. So, I mean, congratulations to him for being brave and coming out and talking about it. I don't know what else to say on that, so I'm going to move along. They're remaking the movie Memento, and do we need a remake of this? Probably not. But I actually love the movie Memento. This was the first movie I ever saw of Christopher Nolan. This was his big breakout film, starring Guy Pearce, and it was a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. And what they do with the remake, who knows? Can't hurt, I guess, when it comes down to it. So let's see here. Speaking of Jason Momoa again, he is also set to star in a new Western series for Netflix. So he's going to be coming out and doing that. We have the new trailer for HBO's upcoming show Vinyl, starring Bobby Cannavale and Olivia Wilde, so you can check that out. Lily James is confirmed to return for the final episode of Downton Abbey. ABC has set all their mid-season dates for when all your favorite shows will be returning from their hiatuses, so you can check that out if you're interested. Because we're kind of getting up on that point now. So you're going to notice that most of your favorite TV shows are having their mid-season finale this week, or some of them did it last week actually, like Blind Spot and stuff, to where they're shutting down. They're not going to have any new episodes till like February. So this is the kind of year where it kind of sucks and everything you love just kind of stops for no reason. So if you're interested when your stuff comes back, go back and take a look at the articles we posted. Universal Pictures announces that they're going to be doing some Fast and Furious spin-offs and prequels all in development. So Vin Diesel even confirmed this. He said that after they finish the next trilogy, which would be Fast and Furious 8, 9, 10, and they shut down the main Fast and Furious universe, they'll be talking about doing spin-offs with certain characters, doing prequels, doing, different side stories to explain different things that maybe we didn't see in some of the chapters. So it's interesting, it doesn't shock me because Universal has made billions of dollars on the Fast and Furious franchise, and if this thing keeps riding as high as it does, why are they going to stop? You definitely want to look into sequels and prequels and all that kind of stuff, so why not? I'm down. I love the Fast and Furious franchise. Philip Niji, sorry if I pronounced his name wrong, but he's been cast as Bruce Lee in his new biopic film called Birth of the Dragon. McConaughey is in negotiations to join the Dark Tower, which he was in negotiations like a year ago to do this, and now he's re-entered that again. Snow White and the Huntsman has been, we all knew a sequel was coming, and this time it is no longer Snow White, because yes, Kristen Stewart, the thing that most people didn't love about the first film, is not coming back. Yes, no Kristen Stewart here. The new film is officially titled The Huntsman Winters War. So, very cool there. I like that they're going based on the Huntsman now. The focus is there. And on top of that, you also get the addition of Emily Blunt, who plays the Ice Queen Freya. Jessica Chastain's in this one, and she plays the warrior. Charlize Theron returns as the evil queen. And, of course, Chris Hemsworth is back as the Huntsman. So, I'm glad they got a great cast here. I didn't mind Snow White and the Huntsman. I didn't love it, but I didn't mind it. And one of the things I hated the most about it was Snow White. I hated Kristen Stewart's character and arc. And now, we've ditched it, and we're going to focus on the Huntsman. I'm pretty down with it. The new trailer also dropped, and I gotta say, I loved the trailer. It was awesome. So, I'm looking forward to the Huntsman Winters War, which some people are saying looks like a live action version of Frozen. So, but it looks pretty good. Once again, if you need to see the trailer, and there was a lot of trailers that dropped over the past couple of weeks that we're going to get into, go to amiontheair.com, click on the trailers tab, and watch them all, because it's amazing. Lots of good stuff there. Val Kilmer came out, and he said that he was returning for Top Gun 2 with Tom Cruise and Jerry Bruckheimer producing. And everybody went ballistic. Oh, man, that's so tight. Maverick is back. Val Kilmer's returning. And then Val Kilmer had to put out another article and be like, maybe jumped the gun on this one here, my bad. Like, my agent called me and we kind of discussed it, but nothing is official yet. So then it kind of put the brakes on a little bit. There's definitely talks for a Top Gun 2, but nothing has been greenlit. Nothing is moving forward yet. So right now it is all speculation. So probably his agent got a call and said, here's the idea. Would you be interested? And he was like, hell yeah, I'm getting no work. Put me back in that franchise. So, if you saw that Val Kilmer was already confirmed to return, pump the brakes a little bit. Let's wait and see. We have the trailer for Bill Murray's new Christmas Netflix special, which I believe comes out Friday on Netflix, so you can look for that. It's called A Very Murray Christmas. We have the brand new trailer for Gods of Egypt. Another trailer you can check out at amiontheair.com. Click on the trailers tab. I love this Gods of Egypt trailer. I never even heard of this movie before until about a week ago. About the day or two before the trailer dropped, some character posters were released. And I'm looking at the trailer posters, and I'm like, or the movie posters, and I'm like, Clash of the Titans, kind of, okay, cool. Then I read into it a little bit, and I read kind of like the idea of the story. And I read that it was directed by Alex Proyas, who directed The Crow, which is one of my all-time favorite films. He also did iRobot. Really great director. And then I got more interested in it. And then the trailer dropped, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. So, super excited. This trailer is amazing. I've seen it on the big screen, too. I saw it before Creed, and I saw it before Hunger Games, too. Great trailer. Big CG, over-the-top action. Just my style. So, I can't wait to see it. It comes out in February. Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Chris Hemsworth, and Ryan Gosling all set to host SNL in the month of December. So they got a great rollout going for SNL in December. The Tomb Raider movie reboot has found its director and a writer. I'm not even going to bother telling you who they are because you've never heard of them before. They're international people that have only wrote little movies. The writer did just do a draft of Transformers 5, but from what I read lastly, that's not the script they're going with for the movie. So, and the director has done like one German film. So, I don't know if it gives me much hope, but I'm still looking forward to the Tomb Raider reboot, because you never know, man. People got to get their start somewhere, right? Let's see here. Taylor Kitsch has joined the cast of The Death and Life of John F. Donovan. True Detective showrunner has made a new deal at HBO, and they're considering new seasons of True Detective if they want to proceed with that. Danny Boyle says that he might direct 28 Months Later. That'd be cool. Why not, right? X-Men Apocalypse sequel looks like it's going to be set to shoot in 2017 and come out in 2018, directed by, once again, Bryan Singer. This is exciting. It's cool to hear news already on another X-Men film. I'm sorry, peeps. It's going to be awesome. And, that Bryan Singer's returning. And even the rumor that, Apocalypse ain't dying in this movie. They're going to bring him back and they're going to do a straight-up sequel to this film is really, really exciting. Because I know they're building up this new team of X-Men. And I can't wait to see what they do with it. So, very cool news there. Let's see. Just going through a bunch of nonsense news that I don't even think you care about anymore. So, forgive my silence as take it here. Peyton Reed, the director of Ant-Man, says that he's going to take the sequel in very unexpected directions, for whatever that means. Lord of the Rings writer Philippa Boyens is set to script the Merlin saga over at Disney, so that's pretty cool. Sylvester Stallone was asked who would he pass the torch to if Rambo was to continue on, and he said Ryan Gosling, so that's very interesting there. ABC has ordered some more episodes of Blackish, The Goldbergs, and Fresh Off the Boat, which makes me very happy because I love all three of those. 3 excellent comedies. If you're not watching Blackish, The Goldbergs, or Fresh Off the Boat, you need to get on it. All 3 of them are on Hulu. You got no excuse. They're excellent comedies. If you love comedies, sitcom comedies, these are 3 that you should definitely be watching. People magazine has announced their sexiest man alive for 2015, and it is David Beckham. So there you go. Johnny Knoxville is set to produce a Hawaiian Dick TV show based on the Image comic. So Friggins probably knows what the hell this is. Hawaiian Dick. Maybe he can shed some more light for me because I don't even know what else to say to that. We have the new trailer for Zoolander 2. This trailer is freaking hilarious. I love this trailer. And if you haven't seen it yet, go to amiontheair.com, click on the trailers tab, and check it out. It is so good. I love it. Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson, Will Ferrell, they're all back. It's an excellent, excellent, funny trailer. And this movie comes out in just a couple months in February, and I cannot wait. We also have the trailer for How to Be Single, which is a new kind of romantic comedy starring Dakota Johnson and Rebel Wilson. The new TV show, The Bastard Executioner, which airs on FX, has been canceled. Yes, only 1 season, and this was a show that they were really putting a lot of effort into. It's from the guy that did Sons of Anarchy, so they were all about this show, and after just 1 season, it's been given the axe. The Bastard Executioner is canceled. We have the first official Season 2 promo for Marvel's Agent Carter, Season 2, you can check out. I'm excited about this news. On last episode, I talked about all the potential females that may be joining The Rock and Zac Efron in the Baywatch movie. Well, it is now official. My girl, Alexandra Daddario, has signed on, and she is officially in the movie. I am so stoked about this. I love Alexandra Daddario. I said on the last episode, out of all those girls we mentioned, Alexandra would be the one to get, and they got her. So yes, The Rock has the same eye of talent that I have, and he's made a great call here for adding Alexandra to the Baywatch movie. And he also says, wait till you see who they get for the Pamela Anderson role. Some speculation is saying they actually got Pamela Anderson, so we'll see what happens, but I'll be curious to see if they do go get a new actress for it, who they get. But great casting news here. I'm super, super excited. Sci-Fi TV has greenlit a new horror anthology series from Max Landis, so that is pretty cool. He's a great writer, and I can't wait to see what kind of anthology he comes up with on that. We have the first official teaser trailer for Now You See Me 2. I like Now You See Me. That was a pretty good movie, and I'll be curious to see what they do with part 2, especially now that they've added Lizzie Kaplan, who is also one of my Hollywood crushes. So very cool there. Hey, if you're a wrestling fan, you know who John Cena is, and a lot of you know who John Cena is, even if you're not a wrestling fan. But John Cena is set to host a brand new Fox reality TV competition series, and so that's going to be pretty cool. And, it's funny because John Cena always said, I'm not going to step away from wrestling. I'm not going to do really much outside of wrestling. And now he's going to do it. So, Fox has already ordered the series to series. They've ordered a military-themed competition series featuring WWE star John Cena and several notable real-life military heroes. It's a 10-episode order, and the show is going to be called American Grit, where 16 of the country's toughest men and women will be split into 4 teams as they work together to face a variety of military-grade and survival-themed challenges. Each team's mentors will represent a branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, kind of like a military boot camp version of the X Factor. So that is very, very cool there. This will be interesting, and I think John Cena is a great host for something like this. The E! Channel has canceled The Soup. Yes, The Soup was still on the air with Joel McHale as the host, and the final show will air on December 18th. So that's sad. I used to watch Talk Soup all the time back in the day. I don't watch it very much anymore ever since it really went to Joel McHale. Not that it's bad, I just always forget it's even on, but it's a funny, funny show. And it lasted, I think, 18 years or something crazy like that. So it's definitely had its run, but, the E! Channel's really mixing up their programming. So, say goodbye to The Soup. We honest trailer for Star Wars, the original Star Wars, so that's pretty cool. Everything wrong with Inside Out in 10 minutes or less. Kurt Von Gut's Cat's Cradle heads to FX as a limited series. I know a lot of people are fans of Cat's Cradle, so that's pretty cool for them. DC Family has ordered a teen summer camp slasher series from the creators of Once Upon a Time. They should just call it Camp Crystal Lake, right? They're going to rip it off. Oh, actually, The Soup was on for 22 years. I said 18. I was off. Damn, 22 years. Definitely the end of an era. This Christmas, you can sit on Deadpool's lap at a movie theater near you. Yes, they're going to be putting out little display stands of Deadpool sitting in the Santa seat with a Santa hat on, and you could sit in his lap and take a picture, take a photo op with him. It would be pretty cool. I can't wait to do that myself. Snooki is going to be flipping houses in the Jersey Shore for a brand new reality show. The first official excuse me, man, I got the hiccups. We got the first official trailer for Central Intelligence. This is the new comedy starring The Rock and Kevin Hart. And this trailer, once again, is freaking hilarious. So good. Kevin Hart is actually dialed down in this movie, and The Rock is dialed up. The Rock seems to be the very big comedy aspect of this trailer, where he's he works for the CIA, and he's trying to get Kevin Hart to help him. And Kevin Hart's like, no, dude, I don't want nothing to do with this. And The Rock's like, cool, man, you're going to be my partner. And he's like, no, man, I don't want nothing to do with this. And it is just super, super funny. I got to see this trailer on the big screen before Creed, and the whole theater just erupted in laughter. And I love watching trailers with an audience because it gives me kind of a little bit of an idea how a crowd's going to be when you see the actual movie. Or even give you an idea of what are people looking forward to? Is this something that people think looks funny, or is it just me, or what? And this trailer just brought the house down at the theater the other night, so I can't wait for this movie. It comes out in June, I believe. So Central Intelligence with The Rock and Kevin Hart, check out the trailer. That new horror anthology that I was talking about a little bit earlier is officially been titled Channel Zero, and the Sci-Fi Channel has actually already ordered 2 seasons of it. So, yes, so it got picked up before the first season's even out. So that's very cool there. Hader has been cast in David Foster Wallace's story adapted movie that they're doing. Emma Stone, who was set to play Billie Jean King in a film called Battle of the Sexes with Steve Carell, she dropped out of the movie about a couple months ago. They're saying she's back in now. So she's officially signed on, and she's back in the movie and got her role back. So that's pretty cool. That's a good turnaround there. I was a little bummed when she ended up leaving. Bella Thorne has also joined the movie The Death and Life of John F. Donovan. Ben Mendelsohn is rumored to be up for a role in Justice League Dark, that he might be up for a villain role in that. There's been a lot of news floating around for Justice League Dark. I even heard a rumor that Colin Farrell might be Constantine. So a lot of movement going on that Justice League Dark franchise. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up getting put out. Brendan Gleeson and Anthony Michael Hall have joined Ben Affleck's new movie Live by Night. We have the new poster for Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Chris Hemsworth is reportedly in negotiations and talking about doing a new Alan Quartermain movie. Sam Riley is set to play the villain in the new Ghost in the Shell movie with Scarlett Johansson. We have the first trailer for 50 Shades of Black. Yes, this is Marlon Wayans returning to do what he does best, and that's spoof parody movies. And of course, 50 Shades of Grey is just too hot, baby. He's got to come up with 50 Shades of Black. And it's a pretty funny trailer. Pretty much exactly rips off the first trailer for 50 Shades of Black. Or 50 Shades of Grey. But, you know, I love Marlon Wayans. I love both haunted house movies. So I'm sure I will be seeing 50 Shades of Black. You also see the new Red Band trailer for Dirty Grandpa. The new movie with Robert De Niro, Zac Efron. It looks really damn funny, especially this Red Band trailer. I didn't know how I felt about this movie, and then I saw the Red Band, and I was like, okay, I'm there. So check that out. You can also see the new Red Band trailer for The Bronze, which stars Melissa Rauch, who is from Big Bang Theory. Very foul-mouthed in this trailer. So that's very different from Big Bang Theory. We have the first teaser trailer for A Monster Calls, which is a new fantasy adventure film starring Liam Neeson. Looks pretty cool. We have the first trailer for Extraction, which I don't know if this movie's going to get a theatrical release or if it'll be straight to video. But it's a pretty cool trailer. It's a new action movie starring Bruce Willis and Gina Carano. Looks like a Die Hard movie. Looks more like a Die Hard movie than the last Die Hard movie ended up being. We have the first teaser trailer for James Franco's new show. New series is based on a Stephen King novel. It's called 11/22/63. Isaac is in talks to star in a new political thriller called A Foreigner. We have the first teaser trailer for The Boss, which is the new Melissa McCarthy comedy. It looks okay. I need to see a little bit more from it, but I love Melissa McCarthy, so I'm sure I'll probably check it out. Kathy Bates is joining Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa 2. They're already saying that they're going to be doing some Star Wars Battlefront sequels. So no shocker there. Battlefront selling very well. I have it myself. If you like to play, add me on PS4, DX.Mega. You know what it is. Edgar Wright is set to direct and co-write an animation movie based on the concept of shadows. And it's going to be a DreamWorks film, so very interesting there. Supposedly, the trailer for X-Men Apocalypse will debut before Star Wars The Force Awakens, so that means we're only a couple weeks away. Very exciting. Broad City returns to Comedy Central. Season 3 premieres February 17th of 2016. Workaholics also returns to Comedy Central when Season 6 begins on January 14th, 2016. Luke Cage, the Luke Cage show on Netflix, promises, Mike Coulter, who plays Luke Cage, says that his show will be completely different from Jessica Jones, which is cool, because I think all the Netflix shows should have a different kind of flow, different kind of tone, but feel connected in that same universe, so that'd be cool. Where's The Force Awakens has already passed $50 million in advanced ticket sales. How ridiculous is that? That is just insane, man. $50 million just in pre-sales. There's movies that make less than that in their entire opening weekends. It just shows you the power of Star Wars, man. It's just so insane. We got some pictures of the Wonder Woman costume from George Miller's canceled Justice League movie. Actually, it looks pretty damn good. So check that out. You can see the first trailer for Second Chance, which is the new Frankenstein, modern-day Frankenstein show that it's going to be on Fox starting next year. Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them. A lot of people have been asking J.K. Rowling, like, if you had to compare it to a Harry Potter movie or book, which one would you say it's closest to? And she said Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So take that for what it is. You can see the first trailer for Rob Schneider's new Netflix series, Real Rob, that is posted up. Extended trailer for the Flash and Arrow crossover episodes, which start airing tomorrow. It'll be on Tuesday night and Wednesday night. The big Flash Arrow crossover, which is going to be pretty much introducing us to Legends of Tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. I'm so excited for this. Then I think it's mid-season finale time, so we won't get a new episode for a while. So at least they leave us off with an awesome crossover. We have the first trailer for Season 6 of Shameless over on Showtime. Check that out. You can now stream all episodes of High Castle, The Man in the High Castle, over on Amazon if you're an Amazon Prime member. The first trailer for Midnight Special, starring Joel Edgerton and Kristen Dunst. You can see the trailer for The Benefactor, starring Dakota Fanning and Richard Gere. You can see the trailer for The Forest, starring Natalie Dormer. The trailer for Everything Will Be Fine, starring James Franco and Rachel McAdams as well. All posted up on our Twitter and our Facebook page. MIintheair.com. Click on the trailers tab. Red Arrow, or what was his name? Arsenal on Arrow, fan of Colton Haynes. He is set to return to Arrow. Yes, he's going to be returning. I don't know when, don't know what episode exactly, but it is confirmed that Roy himself will be returning to Arrow in a guest appearance, so that's pretty cool. Sony is working on bringing PlayStation 2 games to the PS4. That's pretty cool. I'd totally be down for that. CBS is keeping Code Black alive by adding 5 more episodes to their back order. So not a full season commitment, but enough to get some more episodes out of it. Brad Pitt and Warner Brothers are adapting the young adult sci-fi tale called Illuminate. So that's a book. Oh, I'm sorry, Illuminae is actually the title of that. So they're bringing that back. Vin Diesel was talking about Riddick again, and he says that the sequel to Riddick, they're going to start writing the sequel next month. So they're going to start putting that together. So I'm excited. I am a big fan of the Riddick series, from Pitch Black to the Chronicles of Riddick to the last movie, just Riddick. They're also talking about doing a spin-off show called, I think, Merc City, which will be based on the bounty hunters out in that universe. So that'd be something kind of interesting as well. But I'm glad to hear movement on the Riddick front. Netflix is developing a Lost in Space remake, so that'd be interesting. I'll check that out. Kenneth Branagh is set to direct and star in A Murder on the Orient Express. And a lot of people are really, really excited for that one. One of Marvel's head chiefs, Joe Quesada, says that fans are going to be blown away by Jon Bernthal's Punisher. So, makes me really happy. Of course, he debuts as Punisher in Season 2 of Daredevil. First official photo of Wonder Woman from the new Wonder Woman movie. Yes, filming has begun, and they are now shooting the solo Wonder Woman movie. And a lot of people never thought this day would come, but here it is. We're moving full forward into this DC cinematic universe, so it's pretty cool. This first shot of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is pretty cool, but she's like in a cloak looking like a Jedi. And her movie does take place partly in World War I and then partly in modern day. I think it'll kind of time jump. So that's kind of interesting. Some more set photos have come out, and you see her in very, World War I-ish garb, and Chris Pine in World War I garb, which is kind of interesting because from what we read, Chris Pine's character was supposed to be modern day. Steve Trevor was supposed to be modern day, but it looks like they're going old school with him. So who knows? But I like the mystery of it all. So we know several months ago, Akiva Goldsman led the Transformers writers' room. They got all these big writers and producers together, and they plotted out the entire universe for the Transformers. Well, Akiva Goldsman's been brought back in by Hasbro, and now they've hired him to lead the G.I. Joe and Micronauts writers' room. So that is really interesting. I don't know why we need a Micronauts writers' room, but I'm very happy to hear that they're doing a G.I. Joe writers' room. I like that they're putting more effort into putting the sequels together. I love the G.I. Joe movies, and I'm ready for part 3, man. Let's do it. But I'm glad they're putting some people behind it, and they're going to put some thought into this universe. And who knows, putting all these people together in a writer's room again, I hope we get that G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. That'd be pretty sick. Come on, man. The Rock and Mark Wahlberg writing Optimus Prime. That should be awesome. We have the first season 2 promo for Gallivant, so that's pretty cool there. Let's see. We discussed all of this. Let's see. Last weekend's box office, since we didn't do a show last weekend, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 was the number 1 film. It debuted in the U.S. with $101 million at the number 1 spot. Because it's one of those rare stories where you hear $101 million and a lot of people were calling it a failure. It's a great opening. To hit $100 million in your opening weekend is fantastic. But in the grand scheme of the Hunger Games saga, that is the lowest opening weekend of any of the Hunger Games movies. They all kind of went up and up. It was like the first movie did over $100 million. Catching Fire did like $170 million, and then Mockingjay Part 1 did like $130 million, and then this one did like $101 million. So it really peaked with Catching Fire, and then it just kind of crumbled into Mockingjay. So still doing very well, don't get me wrong, but it is the lowest opener of the entire series. Been a lot of TV spots that have come out for Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So some people don't want to see them. Some people do. We posted them up on the Facebook and the Twitter page. So if you want to see some of the new TV spots, go check them out. I don't put TV spots on the website, so you have to go look through our feed to see the TV spots. I only put the official actual trailers up, but these TV spots have been pretty sick. They've done a lot of new footage, and you get a lot more stuff out of it than almost the whole trailer gives you. So that's why I know a lot of people don't want to watch it, because they don't want to be spoiled. But just wanted to let you know it's there in case you're interested. We have the first trailer for James Franco's... Actually, I think we already talked about this one, but his new show is going to actually be on Hulu, and where he plays a time traveler trying to stop JFK's murder. So that sounds kind of interesting. I wouldn't mind checking that out there. We have the full list of all the winners of last week's 2015 AMAs. The American Music Awards went down. You can check out all the winners there. You can all now watch the first full episode of The Expanse, which is a new Sci-Fi Channel show. It premieres on December 14th. But if you want, you can go to sci-fi.com right now and watch the premiere episode early. Game of Thrones Season 6 has been given a launch of April for the new season. So there you go, mark your calendars. It'll be back in April. Angelina Jolie is being courted by Universal Pictures. They want her to be their Bride of Frankenstein, and they would also like her to return for Wanted 2. You know, I can kind of see her being Bride of Frankenstein, but I could care less. I really want her back for Wanted 2. I loved Wanted, and I would love to see her back for Wanted 2. So that would be really awesome. You can check out the new official trailer for Disney's Zootopia. And I gotta say, I don't really care for animated films. They're cute and all, but it's just not my thing. I watched this trailer for Zootopia, and I honestly laughed my ass off at it. There's a scene, I won't spoil it for everybody, but there's a scene where the fox and the officer Bunny Rabbit go into the DMV and they need help, and everyone in the DMV that works there are sloths. Now, if you know anything about sloths, they're super slow. So watch the trailer. That's all I'll say. Check it out. Congratulations to Sofia Vergara and Joe Manganiello, who are now officially married. Aw, Joe Manganiello's still my pick for Shazam, so if everybody's listening out there in Hollywood land, add this dude as Shazam to go one-on-one with The Rock as Black Adam in Shazam 2019. Joe Manganiello. FX has renewed Fargo for Season 3. That's pretty cool. CW has ordered some additional episodes of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and iZombie. So they have not been picked up for full seasons, but they've been given some additional episode orders, which is pretty cool. Legends of Tomorrow has a brand new full trailer, so you can check that out. I'm very excited about that. Justin Bieber makes chart history as he has 17 songs on the Hot 100 right now. That is insane. The dude released literally every song on his album as a single and made a music video for every single one. So, it's pretty nuts. CW has set premiere dates for the 100 and Legends of Tomorrow, which I believe they all start in January, so you can look for those. We're going to need Legends of Tomorrow while Flash and Arrow are on hiatus. Felicia Day is joining the Mystery Science Theater 3000 revival, so that's pretty cool. And shout out to Felicia Day, who, when I tweeted this news, favorited my tweet. Yeah, there you go, baby. We have the second official trailer for Carol, starring Rooney Mara and Cate Blanchett. We have the second official trailer for The Big Short, starring Christian Bale, Brad Pitt, Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell. Lots of people there. We have Everything Wrong with Rocky IV. We have the new official trailer for Knight of Cups, starring Christian Bale and Cate Blanchett. We have the trailer for Barbershop, The Next Cut, which is actually Barbershop 3, starring Ice Cube. Looks, decently funny for Barbershop. A new Hey Arnold TV movie is in the works over at Nickelodeon. And in shocker news of the week, Fox has officially pulled the Fantastic Four sequel from their release schedule. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, honestly, it's not a shock. The movie made no money. We were all waiting for this, and it officially happened. Fox was trying to say, oh no, we're still putting out that movie. It's going to come out in 2017. It's going to be awesome. No, you're not. And they finished playing those games with us and officially pulled it from the release schedule. So we'll see what happens with the franchise now. Does it go back to Marvel? Do they sit on it, make the licensing expire? Who knows? But I know we're not getting a sequel anytime soon. We, of course, have our list up of all the movies and TV shows coming to Netflix in December, so you can check that out. Jennifer Lawrence is Entertainment Weekly's Entertainer of the Year, so congratulations to her there. Star Trek Beyond, which will be the new Star Trek movie coming out next year, is officially going to be given an IMAX release, so that is pretty cool there. We have the first trailer for Degrassi Next Class, which is going to be on Netflix. Marvel's Luke Cage has added Sonia Braga as Claire Temple's mom. Of course, Claire Temple, played by Rosario Dawson. Kevin Bacon has signed on to do a Tremors reboot or sequel kind of thing that will actually be a TV show. So a TV show version of Tremors, but it will actually star Kevin Bacon. That's pretty cool. I like it right there. Sesame Street will return in January over on HBO. Yes, on HBO. We've talked about that before too, so that's crazy. Ben Affleck promises a massive big screen universe over in DC. He says that, man, you just couldn't imagine what they have on the template over the next several years. He says they are building out a ginormous universe, and he's so proud to be a part of it. So that's very, very cool. Well, let's see here. So, we got the first official teaser trailer for Captain America Civil War. This was a very pleasant surprise last week. Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans popped up on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, and they debuted the new posters, which we have 3 of them, all very cool posters. We put them up on the Facebook page. We put them on the Instagram page. Follow us on Instagram, Am I on the Air? And, of course, we tweeted them. And they're great posters. And then they debuted the teaser trailer. And, whew, I've already watched this trailer like a dozen times. It gets better and better every time. It looks like the division of Civil War is played out because of Bucky. You know, they're saying that you have to the superheroes all need to answer to a government now, because they can't just let all these superheroes just run around and be, you know, just out there doing nonsense and getting people killed. So they need to report to a government agency. They want to take Bucky down because, of course, he was the Winter Soldier, man. They want to bring this dude, you know, and make him pay for his crimes. And Cap is like, nah, dude, that's my friend. And so he tries to protect Bucky. And, of course, Iron Man is on that opposing side where he's like, nah, dude, we got to bring this dude in, along with, you know, War Machine and Black Widow. And then Cap has, of course, Falcon and Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye. So you see the division there. And I think it was kind of cool that they brought Bucky to kind of be that dividing factor. You get to see the first shots of Black Panther in the trailer. No, there's no Spider-Man. There's no Vision. But I don't think that we needed that in the very first trailer. There was no Ant-Man. You got to save some stuff for the next trailer. There's a lot of people in this film. There was really no humor to it. It was a very serious trailer. And I thought they did an excellent job with it. So, once again, if you haven't seen it, go to amiontheair.com right now. Click on the trailers tab. And check out that new Captain America Civil War trailer. It comes out May 6th. It's going to be incredible. In some shocking news, and I mean legit shocking because I had no idea this was going to happen, we knew a Mummy reboot was coming. They're making a new Mummy film, which is supposed to be the kickoff to a new shared universe for Universal Pictures and their monster movies. Well, they just signed Tom Cruise, who's going to face the Mummy in that kickoff film. Yes, Tom Cruise will star in The Mummy, which comes out in 2017. I love it. I just never expected in a million years that Tom Cruise would do this. So, I mean, hey, if you're going to try to launch a new cinematic universe built around monsters, you probably want a real big star that's going to help you across these universes, and Tom Cruise is definitely the guy to do it. You know, he was rumored a couple years ago to be playing in the reboot of Van Helsing as Van Helsing, so he's obviously got interest in this, and I think they went back to that, and they brought him back in. So congratulations, Tom Cruise has joined the Mummy reboot. Star Wars The Force Awakens has officially been rated PG-13 for sci-fi action and violence. Now, I know some people are complaining and saying, man, I can't take my kids to it now. I think you're going to be alright. Honestly, I really, really do. None of the Star Wars movies are very crazy. You know, Revenge of the Sith was rated PG-13. I think Return of the Jedi was rated PG-13 as well. The first two Star Wars movies were rated PG, but from an article that I read, they're just, if you were to re-rate them in today's day and age, they'd be PG-13 as well. So if you can watch all the originals with your kids, there's no reason you can't watch the new ones. So just putting it out there. Arrow has added Tom Amandes to play the Calculator. Never heard of that character. Len Goodman is returning to Dancing with the Stars. White Neon Trees and Other Tracks coming to Guitar Hero Live. We have well, this is kind of old news now, but we posted the article of who the winner was in the Dancing with the Stars. You can check that out if you haven't checked it out already. Rock Band 4 has added some Van Halen, baby. Van Halen, 6 new tracks from Van Halen on Rock Band 4. There's a lot of rumors floating around about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and who Star-Lord's dad is. James Gunn has come out and said, all those rumors are completely false. None of them are true. Don't listen to him. So I'm going to take his word for it for now. The Kickboxer remake that's coming out here soon, they're saying they're already planning to make the sequel to it. So they must really like how it came out. I know, so I'll take it. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. It looks like they're going to try to continue the Men in Black series. And in the new one, they will have a woman in black. Yes, they're going to have at least one female lead as part of the new duo that will continue the Men in Black tradition. So most likely it won't have Tommy Lee Jones or Will Smith returning. Maybe Will Smith will return and kind of just pass the torch to the new team. We'll see. But it's going to be a new continuation after the fact. New official trailer for Norm of the North, which is a new animated film. We have Everything Wrong with Terminator Genesis in 17 minutes or less. We have the honest trailer for the Fantastic Four reboot. So, yeah. Project Delirium is a new movie that Jennifer Lawrence is actually going to make her directorial debut with. She says she's been waiting to become and try out directing, and she's been given this project, so she is going to be doing Project Delirium. Girl Meets World has been renewed for season 3. Wrong with Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope with Kevin Smith attached. Very cool. Let's see here. We have the new trailer for the new Luther special, so that's pretty cool there. This, once again, I just have a lot of junk that we don't even need to really get into. And some of the stuff here, when you don't do a show for 2 weeks, you start to have one story, and then it's already been debunked if it's a rumor or anything like that also. So, knock something up. There's supposed to be a Batman v Superman sneak peek that's attached to Gotham tonight. Yes, tonight's episode of Gotham is supposed to have a Batman v Superman sneak peek. I don't know what it consists of, but mind you and me, it's on right now as I'm recording this. My DVR is taping away because I want to see what they show me for Batman v Superman. Congrats to Anne Hathaway and Adam Schulman as they're expecting their first child. Oh, very, very cool there. Relations to Zoolander 2. We talked about the trailer just a little bit ago. They're saying that the trailer is the most successful comedy trailer launch of all time. That is awesome. They're saying it's been streamed literally, like, in the week it was out, it was streamed over 55 million times, which is the most of any comedy film. So congratulations, man. A lot of buzz going around for Zoolander 2. I hope it does really well in February. Adele, her new album was released. It was called 25. Her first week sales, 3.38 million copies. It is the first album to ever hit over 3 million copies in 1 week. It's insane. She broke records that, like, NSYNC did in the late 90s when everybody was buying CDs. No one does that anymore. And she still broke a record. Adele is just a phenomenon, unlike anything we've seen in a long, long time. So congratulations to her. The number one album by far with $3.38 million. So crazy. Anna Paquin says that she's game to play Rogue again in future X-Men movies. I would love to see that because, of course, she got the short end of the stick in the last film. She pretty much got the short end of the stick in all the X-Men films. So I would love to see her get to return in some more X-Men movies. But I feel like they're going a different way with the teams now. So I don't know if she'll get a chance, but I would love to see it. Very cool story. Liam Hemsworth revealed that his brother Chris Hemsworth paid off all their parents' debts. Oh, that's such a good son. I would totally do the same thing, man, if I had millions of dollars, right? You take care of your parents. That's where it always starts. Congratulations to Ice-T and Coco. They just welcomed their new daughter, Chanel Nicole. So congratulations to them. I know they've been trying to have a kid for a long time. So very, very cool. Ron Howard is set to direct the new thriller called The Girl Before. TBS will debut Rashida Jones' new comedy Angie Tribeca with a 25-hour season 1 marathon next month, or actually in January. So that'll be interesting. It's a very interesting way to roll out a new show. But hey, you can binge watch, and that's what all people care about these days. Congratulations to Chelsea Peretti and Jordan Peele, who just got engaged over the weekend as well. So that's pretty cool. I didn't even know they were dating. Very interesting couple right there. Very funny people. Michael B. Jordan says he'd love to make a Creed sequel, so I'm glad to see that he's got the passion to continue this franchise, because I loved it and I would love to see sequels. We have the new official trailer for Ride Along 2, which is really funny. I can't wait to see that. We have The Walking Dead Season 6 prologue to the next chapter, which you can check out because it was the mid-season finale last night. The new Predator sequel script is complete. It's been turned in. Shane Black, who directed Iron Man 3 and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, he's directing and wrote the script for the new Predator sequel. So they said it's all done. They turned it in, and people are already saying it's fantastic. So we'll see how it turns out. I can't wait to see a new Predator movie from these guys. Congratulations for Supergirl. Supergirl just got picked up for a full season order over at CBS. And rumors are starting to twirl that there may be a Flash crossover in the future. So I'm excited. I like Supergirl. I think it's a really good show. A lot of fun. And I would love to see a crossover. Rumor started last week that the director of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Christopher McQuarrie, they started negotiations with him to direct Mission Impossible 6. I didn't think he would do it. And I kind of almost didn't want him to do it, because one of the cool things about the Mission Impossible series is that with every movie, there's always a new director. Every movie was directed by somebody different. And so you always got a different feel, different flavor on each film. Now, Christopher McQuarrie did an excellent job at Rogue Nation, but I still wanted a different feel. But it was announced today that Christopher McQuarrie has accepted his mission to helm Mission Impossible 6. So for the first time ever, 2 installments will be directed by the same director. He will return, and he will direct Mission Impossible 6. So, you know what? I can't complain. Rogue Nation was great. I thought it was the second best of the whole franchise. And so, hey, welcome back to the fold, my friend. Christopher McQuarrie directing Mission Impossible 6. Alicia Vikander is going to co-star with James McAvoy in the new film Submergence. Disney XD's Star Wars Rebels has been renewed for Season 3. And lastly, ABC Family has renewed The Fosters for Season 4. So, there's all your news, man. We did it. 2 weeks worth of news blazing on through. Let's get to our new releases in box office. On DVD and Blu-ray this week, there's actually no big releases. Nothing's coming out this week. But in the last couple weeks, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. has come out. Very good film. You should check that out. Terminator Genesis, Pixels, Vacation. Some really good stuff has come out on Blu-ray and DVD in the last couple weeks, so go check them out. And in the next couple weeks, you have Ant-Man and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Ted 2. Some really good stuff coming out in the next couple weeks, so look for that. In theaters this Friday is going to be Krampus, Youth, and in limited release, Macbeth with Michael Fassbender. And here's your box office top 10. Coming in number 10 is The Martian with $3.3 million. Number 9 is Brooklyn with $3.8 million. Number 8 is Spotlight with $4.5 million. Number 7 is The Secret in Their Eyes with $4.5 million. Number 6 is The Night Before with $8.2 million. Number 5 is The Peanuts Movie with $9.7 million. Number 4 is Spectre with $12.8 million. Number 3 is Creed with $30.1 million. Number 2 is The Good Dinosaur with $39.2 million. And your number 1 film, once again, for the second week in a row, it's The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 with $51.6 million. Now, Creed and The Good Dinosaur opened up on Wednesday because they were trying to get out before Thanksgiving. So if you include their Wednesday numbers, Creed made about $42 million. Good Dinosaur made about $50 and Hunger Games, I think, did about $75. So some really good numbers there for your top 3. Creed way exceeded expectations, and Creed only cost $35 million to make. So it's already made its budget back in one weekend, and that makes me very happy. And like I said, opens the door for sequels, baby. Alrighty, that'll do it. We've kept it under an hour and a half. That was the game plan, and we did very, very well. So let's do some shout-outs. Actually, see, I almost forgot myself. But there is something I wanted to talk about. Because one of the questions, and I was going to bring this up on my last episode, one of the questions that I get a lot from people is, you know, who do you do your show through, or who do you use as a host? When you podcast and you put a show out for people, you got to pick who's going to be almost like your sponsor, who's going to host you, who's going to put it up for the masses and help be your guide. And there's a lot out there. There's a lot that offer different things and a lot of different price points as well. And as I did my research, and I've done a lot. I've been podcasting. We've been doing MI on the Air for over 4 years now. And I've done a lot, you know, with a lot of other stations that I won't even mention. Some good, some not so good. But as I did my research and as I was, you know, as I relaunched MI on the Air again a couple years ago, one of the things I did is I did a lot of research to say who would be the best fit for me. And I found a site called Buzzsprout. And Buzzsprout is an excellent host of podcasts. So what you do is you go to buzzsprout.com and you sign up there and you pick a package. So depending on how much you want to talk in a month or how many hours of programming, you buy a package. That package can range from a free package that gives you about a half hour to work with, which some people like to do. Nothing saves though, it's just basically very basic. But then you get into the paid programs, and they start at like $8 a month and kind of move up from there. And you get hours. You buy, 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, whatever. And you find the package that fits your needs, and you pay a monthly premium for it. Now, any good host site, you're going to pay a monthly premium on. I found that Buzzsprout was very good in their cost compared to others. And the thing I liked about them the most is the fact that they don't put restrictions on how much you can store. See, for me, doing a show every week or doing a show every other week, I'd like to have a back catalog. I like to have, you can go back and you can listen to a show from 4 years ago. You can listen to a show from 2 years ago. If you want, some people won't, but some people don't mind going on just saying, hey, let me just pull this random episode from a year ago. I like that you can go back and listen to old episodes of mine. So you don't have a limit with what you can store. With the bigger paid packages, everything you put up will save. And they also provide you the RSS feed to then spread it out to iTunes and other services so people can subscribe and listen to your show. So they help kind of get the word out. They have share buttons, so when you upload the show, you can share it out to your Twitter, to your Facebook, to your Tumblr. There's a lot of sharing options. They give you your own personal webpage. I have my own webpage. It's amiontheair.com. You guys go to it and check it out every week. But I have my own Buzzsprout website too, which has all my episodes on there and descriptions and everything. So for the people that don't have websites, they build you one that hosts all your episodes. You get sharing tools that you can put your player on different people's websites, put it on Facebook. Lots of sharing options. You also get analytics where you can go in and you can see how many people listen to your show. What kind of downloads did you get? Where did people listen from? What country? Kind of really cool stuff. You can check out. You can see, did they listen on Android? Did they listen on iOS? Did they listen on a tablet? Did you listen on a laptop? It might be stuff that you don't care about, but some of us really do. And it's kind of interesting to see. So, if you're thinking about starting a podcast and you're looking for a really good host, I recommend Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout is, they've been very, very good to me. And, I think in the 2+ years I've used them, I've had one issue. And I sent a simple tweet to them and they got it resolved very promptly. So they've been nothing but great to work with compared to all the other ones I've tried. I highly recommend them, and I hope that you guys check them out. If you're interested, give them a shot. And hey, I'll even hook you up a little bit. So if you go to buzzsprout.com/50, you'll get 50% off your first month of podcast hosting. That's right. I mean it. So now's your chance to do it. Once again, go to buzzsprout.com/50, and you'll get 50% off your first month of podcast hosting. So pretty cool deal for you. You get to go check it out. You get to give it a run. You're not contracted on anything, so if you don't like it, go ahead and just cancel your subscription. No big, no harm, no foul. All right? So Buzzsprout, check them out, buzzsprout.com, Buzzsprout on Twitter, Buzzsprout on Facebook. It's BUZZSPROUT. And give them a shot. You know what? All my guys, we're really big on Buzzsprout on Red Dragons Radio. Red Dragons Assemble uses it. Am I on the Air, of course, uses it. This Week with the Geek uses it. And the People's Forum uses it. So we all use Buzzsprout because I provided that to them. I told them, use Buzzsprout. If you want to do something good, you want to, get your show hosted without flaws, check out Buzzsprout. So, I normally don't do a lot of advertising on this show, but I was provided the opportunity to give you guys a link to get 50% off, and I wanted to provide that option because I do get asked a lot, hey, I was thinking about doing a show, what should I use? Give Buzzsprout a shot. Once again, that link is buzzsprout.com/50. and you'll get 50% off your first month of podcast hosting. All right, so that's my Buzzsprout shout out. And now let's shout me out. Once again, the official webpage is amiontheair.com. And you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/amiontheair. You can follow us on Twitter at amiontheair. You can follow me on Twitter at dxdonmega. You can, of course, listen to us on iTunes. So go download, rate, subscribe to us on iTunes. We're available on Stitcher, on TuneIn, on Spreaker. We're all over the interwebs there. We're on Periscope. We're on Instagram. Just search Am I on the Air and add us to your favorite clicks. All right. Pretty much all I got. Of course, reddragonsradio.com. We mentioned it before. Reddragonsradio.com is our hub. It's where you can listen to all the great shows on the interwebs, including Am I on the Air, and This Week with the Geek, and the People's Forum, and Red Dragons Radio, and Pro Wrestling Nation, and a bunch more. So go check out reddragonsradio.com. Follow on Twitter at reddragonsradio. Like us on Facebook. You know the whole deal. reddragonsradio.com. And, so there you go. There you have it. Our show is in the books, hour 25 minutes. It is November the 30th. My name is Don Mega. Thank you again so much for listening, and thank you for your patience as we got this new episode out. I know it's a little rough sometimes waiting 2 weeks, but I hope that you really enjoy when the episode drops. Tell all your friends, tell all your family. If they want to get caught up in the latest and greatest in entertainment news, there's only one place to go, and it's Am I on the Air. Till next time, guys. Peace!
Red Dragons! Baggy!
Red Dragons!